Hello, this is CapCan Knows, the official podcast of the Capital Area College Access Network. You might be familiar with our newsletter articles of the same name. We are excited to try something new to engage the community in conversation about college access. I am your host, Jacob Tkachik, an AmeriCorps Vista serving with the Capital Area College Access Network. I'm sitting here with Mr. James Jackson. So first of all, James, thank you for being here with me today. And let's get started. So what is your role at the Michigan Department of Transportation?
Jacob, thank you for having me here today. My name's James Jackson. I'm with Michigan Department of Transportation. The role that I play with my team is the Workforce Development Technician. In that role, I perform community outreach to recruit and fill the following programs, such as our Youth Development Mentoring Program, our TRACK program, which is an acronym for Transportation and Civil Engineering, our Transportation Diversity Recruitment Program, and also there's various community engagement roles such as Y Achievers Liaison, and also the role I get to work with the Capital Area College Access Network.
Well, James, it seems like you're a very busy guy, but it's my understanding that that's not all you do. So what other organizations or committees do you participate in the community to connect with the youth of Greater Lansing?
Yeah, in fact, you're right. It does appear that I would be busy, but that's only because I dedicate my life to finding out opportunities that can help others within our community. And when you look at serving a family, you're not only looking at the student, you're looking at the parents and the possibilities that they might want to engage in something different or learn something new. So I'm involved with several organizations. Okay, currently I'm involved with a local organization called Lansing Y Achievers that is administrated by the YMCA. Also, I am the president of the Lansing Football League. Within the Football League, we realize most kids in the inner city dream about the possibility of becoming professional. However, the pipeline to obtaining your education as well as participating in that sport requires some disciplines and some awareness of the different types of careers choices that may be available to them. Robin's Nest for Futures is an organization that serves foster children that are in the system, foster children whom have aged out. And this is a new organization, but we want to make sure that these students have access to education or any of the other common needs. There's also Involved Dad. Involved Dad is an organization that teaches responsible fatherhood. Our goal is to motivate and equip fathers with tools for training, moral support, peer interaction, and access to education. And last but not least, my son had an idea for an organization, and it's called iMogul. Young people, they always think about leading, and a mogul leads in a business capacity in many ways, but iMogul is an acronym for I Motivate Others to Give Unconditional Love. The goal is that we help people find out the things that they like to do and just kind of help them frame out their future by providing the resources and life skills. So that is a mouthful. However, those are some of the organizations I'm involved with.
So James, how does the work you do with outreach and even the workforce development connect with college access, being that we are the Capital Area College Access Network, and that is our main focus, and we work very closely with you. So could you please explain to our audience, how does the work you do connect with us?
Jake, I really enjoy this opportunity. Most people say when you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. So one thing I enjoy is meeting people. I enjoy sharing opportunities with people. And I also enjoyed assisting with developing people. So how my work in outreach and workforce development connects with college access is, in order to obtain a better quality of life, you need to have certain things such as certifications, or for starters, you need to have a high school diploma. But if you desire to thrive financially and want to exist with a family and some of the things that people strive to have, like a car and a house, you need education. Education is, it's a master key. I grew up in the 70s and 80s where we had skeleton keys, one perfect key to fit a perfect door. But as it relates to education, the more education you get, the more options you have to improve your life and the lives of others. Within my role with MDOT, it's like I'm a fisherman of people. I was about to say fisherman of men, but this is not a gender-based conversation. My goal is to cast a net to distribute opportunities. I need to know what people are thinking, help them in assessing their goals so that I can help reel them in. Most students don't know what it is that's available to them until they feel comfortable enough to respect and trust what you have to say.
So the theme of or one of the themes, I should say, of our monthly newsletter for the month of December is transportation, and specifically with careers in transportation. And with your work with MDOT, we are hoping that you'd be willing to share what are some hot transportation jobs or in-demand jobs that are in the Lansing area right now.
Some of the hot transportation opportunities in Michigan right now revolve around, the actual construction of the roads. A lot of people complain about the potholes and issues with the highways, or even some of the parks, just the sidewalks, the bike lanes, and things like that. So looking at it from a career perspective, I've asked many students about transportation, and they begin to say, what do you mean, drive a truck or a bus? And ideally, those are thriving opportunities. But when you look at a career in transportation, I'm looking at the business of transportation. Any business takes finance, it takes IT, it takes human resources. But when we think about STEM, civil engineering, transportation engineering, they are hot jobs in this area because we live in a community that's constantly growing. The technology is changing, and what we need to do is change the structures and the infrastructure that allows us to travel from place to place. So you're looking at civil engineering, civil technician. Now, a civil technician role is more of a hands-on in terms of surveying, building, things like that, where every student may not want to sit behind a computer and design the concept. Some people want to actually build out. But one thing that's really hot, if you think about engineering, is integrated vehicle technology. I'm sure most of us have listened to the news and heard about connected vehicles and driverless cars and things like that. However, what I really like about the integrated vehicle technology is it allows teamwork and collaboration of many of the different types of engineers. You're looking at computer engineering, robotics engineering, electrical engineering, and also civil engineering. It gives an opportunity for people to work together as we pursue the future of transportation. In terms of a mega project that's definitely going to make a major impact to our state, the Gordie Howe Bridge. Okay, you're looking at international trade. A lot of people think about transportation and immediately they think about conduits such as bus, car, train, things like that. But moving goods from place to place, Gordie Howe is in the Detroit area, but they're going to need lots of contractors so we want to offer opportunities to people that are looking to change their environment by way of using their skills. So you're looking at contractors, electricians, laborers, people that design it, engineers, folks that just understand what it's going to take to move technology as well as move our economy to the next level.
Well, it does sound like some pretty good opportunities, at least with the state of Michigan right now. So earlier on, you did touch on the type of education needed, or the level of education needed to work in the transportation field. Could you talk a little bit more about that?
Jacob, when you think about the business of transportation, as I mentioned earlier, we need all types of positions filled. Looking at civil, we need folks that have a bachelor's in transportation engineering, civil, mechanical, electrical. Okay, for those that want to pursue executive leadership, we want folks that are strategic and may have a master's in organizational development. There's a great new position that our agency has developed where they're bringing in a director of people, which we require a degree in organizational management. But as I mentioned earlier, if you get your high school diploma, there's many opportunities in which you can work for MDOT. And for those that are interested in skilled trades, we welcome different certificates because we have transportation maintenance workers, folks that maintain our roadways, the vegetation on the sides, as well as folks that clear the snow. We live in a state with 4 seasons, and clearing the snow is very important as well.
So James, we're going to back it up a couple of minutes here. You mentioned the YDMP program that you're a part of earlier. Could you please explain that in a little bit more?
Yes, our Youth Development Mentoring Program is a paid summer program where participants learn and perform transportation work functions and participate in mentoring activities. Participants will learn about pursuing higher education, personal growth, and also transportation careers. Well, you see, the goal of the program is to provide underserved youth with meaningful professional exposure to increase employment-related experiences. When I talk about mentoring events, we focus on work habits, soft skills, leadership opportunities, and we want all the students to learn the value of financial empowerment. These are times when we've worked with CAPCAN to help them understand how to get to college, what they need to look for when they get on campus. Even the leaders that we bring in, we give them college positive volunteer training so they'll be able to facilitate conversations with peers or people they feel comfortable with. And that there really helps cure the summer melt as well as keep them focused on our goal of by 2025.
So James, between all these programs that you're a part of through MDOT and the organizations in the community, it seems like it's a lot to handle and a lot to accomplish or to work with. So knowing you personally, getting a couple chances to work with you now, I've noticed your enthusiasm and your drive. And how do you maintain that enthusiasm and drive when you experience these challenges that come with the responsibility and the hard work that you put into what you have been doing for the community?
Well, Jacob, I have 2 mottos. One is don't take it personal, make it personal. And the other is feed the faith, starve the doubt. The reason why this is my passion is because I grew up on the East Coast, but I was very poor. My mom had mental illness. There were many times I had to borrow a kettle of water just so we could flush the toilet. So I understand what poverty looks like. And when you look at challenges, a common challenge for me would be whether I'm going to eat, and I overcame that. So the challenges that I deal with when trying to work with people and presenting opportunities is simply helping them understand it, or being common enough that they feel comfortable to share with me. So that way, I don't have any obstacles within myself. My goal is just to make sure that I do whatever is necessary to get this information out on how folks can become successful.
Thank you, James, so much for sharing your story with us. I think that attitude that you have going towards the outreach you do for the community really shows in the passion you exert from yourself. And so once again, thank you so much. And unfortunately, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. So if I can't say thank you enough, I want to thank you again, James, for coming on and chatting with me on CapCan Knows. And but we do have one last question. And so we end every interview with CapCan Knows. So I ask you, Mr. Jackson, who are you and what do you know?
Well, Jacob, who am I? I'm just a community servant with a sense of urgency, with a focus on personal accountability and a passion for results. And my goal is to develop winning strategies and plans that focus on helping our students become the best career-driven and education-driven people that will help us create a better Lansing in a healthy and safe community.
Once again, that was Mr. James Jackson from the Michigan Department of Transportation. Our next guest will be Jeff Dole. He is the Pathway to Potential college and career coach here at the Capital Area College Access Network. He will be talking about his work with young adults in the Lansing area who may be disconnected from both work and school, and more on the Pathway to Potential initiative. Please join us next episode, and thank you for listening to this episode. My name is Jake from CapCan, and we will see you next time.